Take a good look under your hood. What you'll find is not what you paid for. That $35, $45, $60,000 vehicle sitting in your driveway is full of plastic. Not on the interior trim, not on the door panels, inside the engine. The part that regulates your coolant temperature, plastic. The intake manifold that feeds air into your cylinders, plastic. The oil filter housing that contains hot pressurized oil on luxury German engines, plastic. And here's what nobody in the showroom told you. These parts have a lifespan, and when they fail, and most of them will, the repair bill doesn't feel like a plastic part. It feels like a serious engine problem, because that's exactly what it becomes. The data on this failure pattern is consistent across hundreds of thousands of repair records. Today, I'm walking you through every plastic part in your engine that's quietly counting down, what it costs when it fails, and what you can do right now to get ahead of it. To understand why this is happening, you need to understand how car companies make decisions. Every single pound you remove from a vehicle improves fuel economy. Every single component made of plastic instead of metal costs less to manufacture. So from an engineering standpoint, plastic makes sense on paper, and manufacturers will tell you exactly that. Plastic intake manifolds actually provide slightly better intake air temperature because plastic doesn't conduct heat the way aluminum does. Plastic thermostat housings are lighter and cheaper to produce. These are real benefits. But here is the part they don't put in the brochure. Plastic in an engine bay is exposed to the same heat that was destroying metal parts for 50 years, except plastic handles heat cycles differently than metal. Metal expands and contracts and holds its structural integrity for decades. Plastic expands, contracts, and slowly becomes brittle. It doesn't bend. It cracks. And once a plastic engine component cracks, there is no welding it, no helicoiling it, no repairing it. The part has to come out and be replaced, which is exactly where the cost begins. Let's start with the most common failure, the plastic thermostat housing. This part sits in the engine bay, carries coolant at operating temperature, and expands and contracts every single time you start and stop the car. On most modern vehicles, Toyota, Honda, Volkswagen, BMW, this housing is made of plastic, and after years of heat cycles, it cracks. Here's what happens when it does. You start leaking coolant, not all at once, slowly. A small drip at first. You top off the reservoir and think nothing of it. Then the heater stops blowing hot air. Then the temperature gauge starts climbing. If you catch it early, you're looking at a thermostat housing replacement. The part is affordable, $40 to $100, but labor to access it on modern engines can run $100 to $250. Total, $150 to $350. If you don't catch it, the engine overheats. And an overheated engine on a modern car is not a thermostat housing problem anymore. It can become a head gasket failure, a warped cylinder head, or complete engine damage. At that point, you're not talking about $350. You're talking about $3,000 to $6,000, or a totaled car. That is the cost of a $60 plastic part that was supposed to save the manufacturer money on production. The intake manifold is where the plastic problem gets expensive fast. On modern engines, this is a complex component. It distributes air to every cylinder in the engine. On many designs, it also carries coolant and houses electronic actuators that control airflow. On German engines, BMW, Volkswagen, Audi, plastic intake manifold failures are well documented. The 2.0 TFSI engine found in millions of Audis and Volkswagens had such widespread runner valve failures that Volkswagen extended the warranty on those parts for certain model years. The BMW B58 straight 6, used in the 3 Series, 5 Series, M240i, X3 and more, uses a plastic oil filter housing that contains both hot engine oil and coolant. When that housing cracks or the plastic warps, which it does on early B58 engines after around 8 years, you don't just lose a filter housing. You can lose oil, lose coolant, or mix the two. The repair, done at a BMW dealer, has come out to $3,000 or more once labor and fluid replacement are factored in for a plastic part, one that any engineer looking at the design would tell you was going to have a limited lifespan. On Ford's older 4.6-liter V8 engines, the plastic intake manifold had such widespread cracking that it became an expected failure. The fix? A full manifold replacement. Average cost? $700 to $1,400. These are not rare edge cases. These are documented widespread failures on high-volume vehicles that millions of Americans drive every day. Let's put some real numbers on this. A plastic thermostat housing replacement, $150 to $350. A plastic intake manifold, $300 to $1,500, depending on your engine. A BMW plastic oil filter housing failure, if it progresses to oil and coolant contamination, up to $3,000. A coolant flange or plastic coolant pipe, a $50 to $200 part that requires removing surrounding engine components. Total repair, $300 to $600. On BMW N54 and N55 engines specifically, plastic timing chain guides are a known failure point. When that fails, you are looking at an engine-out repair that starts at $2,000 and can reach $5,000 depending on the damage done to the timing system. Now compare these numbers to what the equivalent aluminum or cast iron part would have cost. An aluminum thermostat housing is about $50 more expensive than the plastic one. An aluminum intake manifold costs more up front, but it doesn't crack. It doesn't become brittle. It lasts the life of the vehicle. The math on this decision, the decision to use plastic instead of metal in engine-critical locations, that math benefits one party, and it isn't you. Here's what I want you to actually do with this information, because knowing your car has plastic parts and being angry about it doesn't protect your engine. This does. Step 1. Find out what plastic components your specific vehicle has in the engine bay. Go to your vehicle's make and model forum. There are active communities for every major vehicle on the road. Search plastic failure or known issues for your exact year and model. The owners who have already dealt with this have documented exactly what to watch for. Step 2. Know the early warning signs. For thermostat housing and coolant flanges, a sweet smell from under the hood, coolant level dropping in the reservoir, or a check engine light with a coolant temperature code. For intake manifold issues, rough idle, hesitation on acceleration, a hissing sound from under the hood at idle, or lean codes P0171 and P0174 on an OBD scanner. Buy a $30 OBD scanner. Plug it in once a month. It takes 2 minutes and gives you early warning before a small plastic crack becomes a $3,000 repair. Step 3. Ask about aluminum upgrades. For many of the plastic parts on high-mileage vehicles, aftermarket aluminum or billet upgrades exist and are available from companies like Banks Power, Mishimoto, and Dorman. An aluminum thermostat housing upgrade for a Ram 1500 costs around $60 more than the plastic OEM replacement, and it will never crack again. That is real money well spent. Step 4. If you're buying a used vehicle, ask specifically about these plastic components. A pre-purchase inspection that checks coolant condition, coolant level trends, and known plastic failure points on that specific model could save you from inheriting someone else's ticking time bomb. Here's the bottom line. Plastic in your engine is not a conspiracy. It's not a plot. It's an engineering and business decision made to cut weight and manufacturing costs. And the downstream consequences of that decision are sitting in your engine bay right now, accumulating heat cycles. The manufacturers knew plastic would degrade faster than metal. The data on heat cycling and polymer brittleness is not new. They made the choice anyway. And when these parts fail, they will fail. The cost lands on you, not on the company that made the decision. So the best thing you can do is know what's in your car, know the warning signs, and stay ahead of the failure before it escalates from a $200 plastic part into a $3,000 engine problem. That's what this channel is for. Drop your vehicle's make, model, and year in the comments, and tell me if you've already dealt with a plastic part failure. I read every single one. And subscribe, because next week I'm covering the inspection checklist that dealers never give you at purchase, but that every used car buyer in America should have in their hands before they sign anything.